everybody, my name is MooMeister and welcome back to Wytchwood. Today I am revealing that I am a massive idiot. Now, if you watched last episode, you might be wondering, why am I here in the fields? Why do I have a quest for the bear? Why am I trying to get ingredients for a brewery? Well, see, the thing is, I had already recorded an intro and I had to restart because of some technical problems. So I went ahead, quit the game, restarted it all, blah blah blah, and then I began recording again, or so I thought, and I managed to get I spent like about 30 minutes, almost somewhere between like 30 minutes and an hour. Just recording, doing my best, doing a great bit. I was having a lot of fun. We met some great characters. And then I stopped halfway through just to make sure everything was going smoothly. And I found out I didn't even press the record button. Or I did and my mouse just like misclicked and stopped the recording immediately. I don't know. But yeah, so there's about like 30, 45 minutes, something like that, of footage just completely missing. So let me just quickly recap everything you missed. You didn't miss a whole lot, but there was some bits that you should have saw, but unfortunately just aren't gonna be seen. So to recap what you all missed, so after leaving the swamp, we came here to the Lakeshore Camp, where we met two incredible guards nicknamed quite possibly the best names ever, Dingus and Dongus. After bribing them, they allowed us into their camp, and we met up with the bear, who is having a basically like a drunk tantrum. And he's been attacking the guards. I believe that he's like the leader of this camp, and he's just been attacking his own soldiers. They're all afraid of him. He's basically requesting Honeymead, and they're trying to get it to him, but they're out of honey. The apiary that they've been trying to get from keeps refusing to give them any. So we came along and we had to actually fix their brewery, which that was pretty easy. It just took some like clay, water, basic stuff. Then we head on over to the apiary, where we met up with the Beekeeper here, who refused our requests to get some honey because his queen, his love, his pride and joy, is basically hogging all of the honey for herself, which she's over here. I'm not entirely sure if she's one of the souls that we need to collect, but either way, she's in our way to collect the bear's soul, so I'm assuming we'll have to take her down at some point. But yeah, she has this whole army of bees, and basically the Beekeeper let it leak that there's like a specific incense that we can create to like basically knock her out, I guess, and steal the honey, which brings us to where I'm at now. I've been here. I was just about to start collecting a whole bunch of resources so that we can make all the things here listed, but yeah, that's when I found out we didn't record it all. So I'm so sorry you guys missed that part. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. But yeah, so we need a metamorphosis elixir, a protective talisman, which the metamorphosis elixir is for the brewery. The protective talisman was this thing where one of the soldiers at the camp, he's so fearful that he will not let us into this tent, which has one of the resources that we need, because he thinks that the bear will like go ballistic and just start killing everybody pretty much. So we have to get that for the guard to let us into the tent. And then of course the incense is for the queen bee. So Recipe-wise, we just need to get a dried fruit, which we need to get a cinder box, which we have enough resources for, so let's go ahead and make that. And then we need the protective talisman, which we came here because we needed moo juice and anything else? We need 2 of the wicker works, so let's go ahead and make that. Okay, just need the moo juice. And then for this, we needed the soporific potion, which we need just water, and smoke pellet, which right, so we needed moo juice, water, and clay. That's what we came here for. So let's go ahead and milk the cow over here. I think there's a water pump, so we can also get that too. Get it right here. Get on over here, cowie. Don't mind if I take that. Now, I think there's actually some clay somewhere around here, but we might actually just head, yeah, let's just go ahead and head to the well. That's a thing you guys missed as well. I kept heading over to the well to get more and more clay, so it's a really good spot. I would highly recommend it if you're playing this as well. So let's head on over to the well. Alright, so yeah, there's like a whole bunch of clay deposits here. I made like a whole bunch of jars because we needed it for something. Oh, it was like a lot of water is what we needed for the brewery, but yeah, I'm trying to get out of the whole like negative headspace because that was real frustrating, so I'm gonna try to be a bit more positive now and just take it with strides. Maybe it was for the best that that got deleted, who knows. We also realized that, yeah, we still don't have the key or any way to open this gate or the chest. Plus, we also haven't been able to really interact with whatever's inside of this nook over here. So, I can only imagine that it's for something later on with one of the other souls that we need to collect. But, do we have the stuff now to make what we need to make? So, we got the smoke pellet. We just need this. And then I think we needed the paste as well. So, okay, we can make the protective talisman. Can we make this? Yes, we can. Alright. Alright. Now, since we're in the forest, we can go ahead and try to find one of the trees to use the cinder box on, which I'm not sure where the closest one is. Maybe up this way? Because I know there was one kind of close to the swamp. Like up and around this corner? That's where the crying lady is. Oh, just some mushrooms. That's where those troll dudes are. Is he around here? Ah, there you are. Okay, we can go ahead and ignite this. And that basically just like catches him on fire. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mother Nature would not approve that. So we got that. So we can go ahead and make, where is it? The elixir. Now I think we officially have everything we need. So we can head on over to the bee first. I feel like that would be the best bet. Be like the quickest thing that we can do. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, mighty queen, I have a little delivery for you. I wonder if we'll also like knock out any of her like workers as well. Anyways, here you go. What do I gotta do exactly? You sneak! Do you honestly believe your little puff of achoo smoke can? The queen fans herself lightly as the world begins to push and pull all around her. Ooh, does anyone else feel a little hot? Anyways, as I was saying, you can't just... The sparkling sun bears down on the queen like a warm summer's embrace. My, look at all these beautiful colors. Have they always been so bright? The queen bee stretches her arms across the sea of flowers, brushing the tips of their petals gleefully. She arches her limbs through the myriad of colors swirling about her head. Did we just drug the queen? It's gorgeous! Oh, and what's that delicious smell? Cracking into the waxen walls of her hive, the queen pulls out a golden honeycomb. She proceeds to messily stuff the honey into her face. Delectable! Oh, it is so good! You simply have to try some, my dear. I have never tasted anything so delightful in my life. She offers up a sticky handful to you. Why, thank you, my queen. So we got the honeycomb, which is one of the things that we needed for the brewery. Because we're specifically making Honeymead. Because bears love honey, and that's really about it. Alright, now we got the Tantrum bear to deal with, which I am obsessed with this dude's design. He's so great. Oh, and a fun little thing that he does, he goes in like little tangents apparently about all of his, because he's like the great warrior, so he just constantly brags about all the adventures he goes on, and sometimes we'll try to like reenact it with the actual people here, so that's why some of them are just full-blown unconscious. So let's go ahead and deal with the guard here. He's the one that needed the talisman. If I make you a protective talisman, will you let me into this tent? I suppose so. I wouldn't have much to worry about if you did. Here you go. Here, this ought to shield you from harm, for a time. He grins nervously as he puts the charm around his neck. Then he clombers himself in the face with his own fist. Wow! What, you weren't kidding. Haha! That's nowhere near the kind of punishment the bear can dish out. I better find some more stuff to test it out with. Then I'll give that bear a piece of my mind. He stumbles off into the camp to find other objects to try against his newfound production, leaving the bear's tent unattended. Awesome. Now, we need to come in here to get a very manly artifact that only the bear would be able to, like, have a very, very, very strong connection with. Like, it's his pride and joy, most true deform artifact that really just represents himself. So we got a torn teddy bear, a ragged toy bear, well loved and well beyond its prime, and we got a free empty jar, which is always handy. Now I gotta be the person to point this out. So we got a bear. Is that a bear rug underneath his bed? And like bear fur as a blanket? I can kind of see the bear fur as the blanket, because maybe he's shedding and then he must be resourceful, you know? Use whatever benevolent force gave to you. But the bear fur, you kind of got to kill a bear in order to get that, huh? maybe it's designed to be bear fur. Maybe it's not actually from a bear. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and leave. So with all of the ingredients here, we are able to, I guess, make the honey mead. The frothing basin of the brewery stands ready for the right ingredients. So here's the honey. As you squeeze the honeycomb with your bare hands, thick, rich honey slowly oozes into the brewery's tank. Too sweet for your taste, but then, this potion is not for you. We are actually quite kind using real honey because it really enriches the flavor. So the metamorphosis elixir, you ladle out a good portion of the writhing tar-like substance into the brewery. To be safe, you add a little bit more just for texture. And finally, the torn teddy bear. You pause before dropping the tattered plaything into the brewery. A glint in its button eye reminds you of something, but the thought soon evaporates from your mind. You overturn your palm and the stuffed bear splashes down to the concoction. It floats sadly for a moment before becoming waterlogged and disappears under the surface. Okay. With the addition of the final ingredient, the brewing equipment is sealed and set to work. Steam hisses from rivets and its swollen metal belly clinks and rattles. Before long, the wagging Fingers of the gauges and dials settle down, indicating that the brew is complete. You give a quick sniff test and recoil at the sickening sweet vapors. You push an empty wooden keg under the contraption's spigot and crank in the release valve. The brewery strains under the pressure and fills the keg with chunky, oozing liquid. Yummy. Don't you guys just want to drink a whole bunch of oozing, chunky liquid? May not be the finest Honeymead around, but hopefully the great raging galoot won't stop to notice the difference. Okay, we got the keg. It's gonna do a beer keg stand. Oh, we're gonna pour it into his mouth, I hope. Okay, I guess I'll do it. Ah, Captain, I brought you more Honeymead. The bear swipes up the tankard with his massive paw and tosses the contents into his slavering maw without hesitation. He licks his chops, savoring the peculiar flavor with a sudden jerk. He bears down on you with suspicion.
Say, this tastes kind of funny. What did you do, soldier?
It's a new recipe. I thought you might enjoy something with a little more sting in it. Oh yeah, that's a thing I pointed out too. So we practically poisoned the leech in order to get her soul. And we're making this quote-unquote new recipe for the bear to drink. And it quite honestly feels like we might be poisoning him too. So is that just gonna be our motif? Like, we're just gonna go around and poison everybody, be like, you get a poison, you get a poison, you get a poison. I don't know.
You know I hate new things. I'll teach you to mess with my favorite brew, you hayseed.
The bear is upon you with frightening speed. He raises the huge mace in his paw skyward, and you brace for the impact. Uh-oh. With an equal measure of speed, the sergeant leaps between the crashing mace and your head. You peer through your fingers as a great clang resounds through the camp. The bear roars fiercely as his blow is magically repelled from the sergeant's talisman. The mace goes spinning out of his paw and falls into the lake with a great splash. He gapes, dumbfounded as the sergeant stands before him completely unharmed.
Ha! Ha! They'll teach you to pick on us, you big oof. This has been a long time coming.
The sergeant wags his finger at the bear.
Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're so big and tough with your fancy feather hat and your big honking club? Well, look at you now.
The camp soldiers gather to witness in stunned awe. Miraculously, the bear seems to shrink in the face for the sergeant's onslaught.
If it was up to me, you would be dishonorably discharged for disorderly conduct. You're a disgrace to the uniform. You're no captain of mine.
With fear welling up in the eyes, the bear shrinks and shrinks until he is reduced to the size of a small cat.
And another thing, what's happening?
Oh. Wait, what? Oh, they made his side even cuter. In place of the bear's drunken grimace is the stitched smile of the doll's grin. Two button eyes stare back at the disapproving face surrounding the little plush toy. The sergeant takes a step back to reveal the small shape of a stuffed teddy bear where the brute once stood. Your transformative potion has finally done its work.
Gee, I guess I overdid it.
He scratches his head in befuddlement, but seems genuinely relieved.
Hey, Sarge,
I guess that means you're in charge now, right?
You aren't Dingus or Dongus. Who are you?
Oh, yeah,
I guess it does. Well, what are you all standing around for? The camp's a mess. Let's get to work.
Okay, well, guess we dealt with the bear already. You pick up the diminutive doll and brush some sand out of its fur. As you inspect it further, its head lolls to face you. Far within the glassy surface of the button eyes, you can barely make out a tiny crimson flame, the trapped soul of the bear. This ought to be what the old goat is after. I hope he's happy. Okay. The bear quest completed. Well, unfortunately, this episode is a bit shorter than I wanted it to be, and would have been longer if I didn't not press record. But with that said, that's going to do it for today's episode. But we managed to deal with the queen, deal with the bear, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a recurring theme where we have like one animal. Can I help you? Whoever's breathing very heavily in my ear. Is it you? Is it you, Sergeant? Jesus. Okay, let's go over here. But as I was saying, in the swamp, we had to deal with the Frog King, and then deal with the main baddie. And then this one, we had to deal with the Bee Queen, and then deal with the main baddie. So I wonder if, with the Ox and the Snake, if a similar thing will happen as well. But, with that said, if you liked today's episode, then drop a like, maybe subscribe, stick around, and until next time, see you guys!